This is the webinar to do with the Brazil project. We've got just a few introductions in regards to who's on the call at the minute. So there's myself, Brian Avery. I'm the founder of SwimTayka. SwimTayka has been going for around about 7 years now. I've been working with the Brazil project for about six years now. Ash, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Ash. I'm the fundraising manager here at SwimTayka.
Come off mute.
Oh, I thought I did.
Oh, hang on a minute. Sorry, I'm on mute, so I can't hear you. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I'm Ash. I'm the fundraising manager at SwimTayka. So I handle a lot of background details and administrative stuff like that. So I'm supposed to be kind of your first point of contact for a lot of the fundraising details, but I also know other stuff, so can be contacted about most things.
Brilliant, thank you. And Adam, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, my name's Adam. I am a swim teacher trainer for the STA, so I've been very lucky to go around the world and work at some SwimTayka projects in Mozambique, Jamaica, and a variety of other places, empowering local people to become swimming teachers and also supporting volunteers in going to some incredible tropical places and making a real big difference to drowning prevention. And very happy to be here. Welcome everyone. I look forward to working with you and our incredible SwimTayka team.
Brilliant. And Adam's our SwimTayka ambassador for Brazil. So he's the one that's going to be looking after making sure everything runs smoothly. So this will be Adam's first time to Brazil, but he's briefing more and more about in regards to what's happening and what's going on. So and finally, Janine, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, I'm Janaína. I am the president of Achieve do Brazil, the NGO that is going to work with SwimTayka once again and receive you to teach swimming for our community. And yeah, I am very enthusiastic of this program. It's the third time I'm coordinating the program, so I am very happy and excited to receive you once again in Brazil.
Brilliant, thank you very much. So would you, looking at our agenda with regards to what we're doing, the first thing is really to go through the program itinerary. So Janine, could you describe to everybody that's on the call what to expect when they arrive in Brazil and how do they get to the program?
Yeah, so we have prepared for you one day of introduction. So once you arrive in Brazil, we have a driver that's going to pick you up from the airport and take you to Achieve do Brazil. We have one house complex, so everyone has their own bedroom and bathroom in a share house. And we are going to give you like a tour to get to know Itacaré, our neighborhood, the swimming pool, the locals that we use for the swim lessons. So it's like your first day, and then we are going to sit together and see if you are in the beginning of the program, how the program is going to start, and if you arrive in the middle of the program, where the last teacher stopped to go further, keep doing the program. So we have like a manual from the beginnings, like floating, breathing, and the very basic for swimming. And more or less in the end of the program, they are already swimming. So it's like the kind of chest swimming. I know the names in Portuguese, like back and crow and all this. So depend the week that you arrive, we have the program for each week. So depend on the week that you arrive, I'm going to show the list of students, present you the ones that are in each group. And we have lots of groups from moms and babies and 3 to 5 years old, 6, 7 years old, 8 to 10, 11, 12, and some kids that they have special needs like brain paralysis or another kind of disability. So we have different groups and each group has their own particularities. So the first week is like you are going to know the all the groups and then keep running the manual, the program.
So
Basically is that.
okay, okay. So most people will be arriving on a Saturday, like you say, that they get picked up by the driver from the airport. Of course, the programs tend to start on the Monday, so the programs like Monday through to the Friday. So that gives people a couple of days just to acclimatise, get to know the area, get to know the people as well. And see, could you perhaps describe in regards to what the area is like, where the volunteer house is, and what's available and what there is in the area?
Yes, our neighborhood is a very simple neighborhood. It's a fisherman's neighborhood, so we have a river 2 minutes from our house. And in this neighborhood, we have bakery, a drugstore, supermarket, fruit and vegetables market. So you can find everything in our neighborhood. We have also the health center. So if there's necessary to go for a consult, like medical assistance, we have in our neighborhood too. And about it, Achieve do Brasil, we have 9 houses, and we have each house can be like single or shared. So normally we place our volunteers together because it's good to make friends, but we also have available a house for just one person, and the house has everything. A mosquito net, double bed, the sheets for the bed, towels, and things to clean up the house. The kitchen also has everything you need to cook. We don't provide food, but we offer everything to make your own food. And if you need tips for Brazilian recipes, we also can provide. And part of the experience, the cultural aspect is also taking you to try food, Brazilian food. So we also try to encourage the volunteers to go to the restaurants, and we present the local food. In some days we have like for example, brigadeiro is a kind of sweet dessert that we make with the volunteers. Every time we receive new volunteers, we have the brigadeiro night, and it's like a chocolate ball with butter, condensed milk, and cocoa powder. It's very sweet, but it's very nice.
Good, good, good.
And yeah, basically is that.
So you said there's a number of volunteer houses. Of course, if our volunteers, SwimTayka volunteers, are going out there, you do have other volunteers working there as well. So the SwimTayka volunteer won't be there by themselves. So on average, what other type of things do other volunteers do when they're out there in Brazil with you?
Yes, part of our experience is not just the swimming, because we offer for the community other activities such as English class, chess club, cinema, literature club. So what we offer for you from SwimTech is also the opportunity to be part of other programs, because the SwimTayka program is part of our schedule, but we also have in our schedule the other main things, like it's very nice for us when people from England come to teach English, because our teacher is Brazilian, so the English is like mine. It's not the best. So when we have native speakers, it's so nice. So you can help also the English program, and we offer back the literature program because it's another opportunity for you to learn Portuguese, because the students are also learning Portuguese because they read very badly. So the idea is to put you together and read books together, and we talk about the vocabulary. So it's another way to improve Portuguese language. And what else? The movies. Every Friday we have a movie session for the kids too. So it's also nice to learn more Portuguese and be together with the community. And yeah, it's like lots of things like girls empowerment program, Spanish class, crochet. We teach crochet, theater, arts. It's like if you feel like you want to be part of the other programs, it's welcome to participate
Good,
too.
good to know. It's worth knowing for the volunteers that go out there. The swimming program happens, but then there's other things they can get involved in as well. And I imagine they'll all want to get involved. You were saying about the language. Is it worth all volunteers going there to learn about Portuguese language before they go and learn with regards to the basics of it?
Yes, one important thing about Brazil, it's especially about Itacaré and these small towns in Brazil, is we don't speak English or Spanish. We just speak Portuguese. So it's very important to invest time now before you come to Brazil learning Portuguese because it's not just learn the body parts to communicate. For the kids, it's very important to have a connection with the teachers. So if you speak better Portuguese, it's going to help more, not to just teach swimming, but also experience the cultural aspect of Brazil. And you can learn from apps like Duolingo or the cell phone apps for language. We offer in Brazil also the Portuguese lessons with the Brazilian local teacher, and we offer also the for free the audiobooks to learn Portuguese. And I really recommend to find someone in your area that can speak Portuguese with you, like
That's great.
online classes or something, because it's a barrier, like a language barrier. It's
Okay.
not that simple.
Okay, so it's worth knowing. So I'm just thinking ahead with regards to what people will be packing. So the normal size suitcase for going over for 2 weeks. Of course, we've got lots of kit, which is supplied by Zonks. So when the volunteers are packing, we need to make sure they have some room for the kit that we have as well. So we've just got about in here with regards to what we're going to send across. But other things that people might need above and beyond with regards to the normal things if you're going to Brazil, is there anything in particular they should bring as when they're volunteering to come across to you?
Yeah, one thing it's that we can find almost everything here. Sun cream, repellent. It's only if you have like allergy or something very particular, it's better to buy before you come. But to don't take too much space in your suitcase, you can buy common things here. And what I really recommend is the UV t-shirt because it's September to November, the sun is very, very strong. So I really recommend you to bring at least two long
Yeah.
t-shirts for teach swimming. And yeah, nothing else. Swim costumes and light clothes because this is wet. It's our almost summer, so it's quite hot. And yeah, it's not cold at all. No need for shoes, flip flops.
Nice and
That's
easy. That's good. So you mentioned about health though, with regards to like covering up for making sure you got the vests on to keep the sun off of you. People do get poorly out there in Brazil. You said like you're a small fishing community. What do you do as an organisation to help the volunteers if they get poorly or with a toothache or they need medical attention? Just to reassure them with regards to what happens on that side.
Yes, in Brazil, the health system is public is for free. So I normally take the volunteers to the hospital and I go together because sometimes we have doctors that speak English, sometimes we don't. So I do the translation and we go and wait like 1 hour maximum and we got their attention and don't need to pay anything. And this is for like basic, like simple things. But if you need like specialty and medical, like very specific things, we need to go to Ilhéus because Itacaré is not We have some specialists, but not too much. So
It's
for basic attention, we have a good one, good
okay, good. It's
service.
reassuring to know that you actually support the volunteers when you're out there if they have any problems or anything. To be able to do things, I think it's also important to know that you deal with volunteers on a regular basis. It's not like you say; it's not just SwimTayka volunteers. So you have quite a turnover of volunteers throughout the year. That's nice to know that you look after the volunteers, which is good. So, could you talk a bit about the Brazilian culture in regards to what people could expect? Because it is a small town with regards to where you are, and it's very different to like Rio or anywhere else in Brazil because it's not a touristy area. So can you describe a bit about the culture?
It's actually a very tourist place, and
Okay.
we have parties every day. So, like for people who enjoy to go out and have some drinks and samba, and yeah, you can find every day. Is why when they arrive, we have like a talk about responsibility,
Right.
She's
because the
told me
program
before that
starts
it's
8
really
a.m.,
easy to
9
get
a.m.
drugs
So
there.
it's important to go out, but be back and ready to teach the other day.
I think
And
I
the
think
other thing,
I was
sorry.
gonna say, I think that's a very important point you made there is the fact
She's
that
not gonna tell them that
even though
about
it
the
might
drug
feel like
stuff.
a holiday when you're out there, you're actually representing both SwimTayka and you. And anything you do outside in the street, that will reflect directly on both the charities. So it's important that you have a respect for the local culture and a respect with regards to how you behave in that environment too.
Yes. So what we encourage is like
Oh wow.
surf lessons. Like the previous swim tackle volunteers, all of them took surf lessons. We also take you to see capoeira. Capoeira is a mix of dance and fight in African influence in Brazilian culture. It's very nice, and we can have like a experimental class, and we also have samba, forró class. It's a lot of options. Yoga, if you like this. Itacaré is very good for vegetarians. We had swim taika volunteers who was vegetarian in the past, so it's very good for vegetarian people. The beach, we have trails that you need to take in the forest to go to the beach. It's so super beautiful. So culturally, we are very rich, and we have a lot of influence of African culture, and especially in Bahia, in this small town. And we try to offer every week for the volunteers experience in cultural aspects. So we have Brazilian movie night, and we go to dance together. It's why it's so nice. Come and participate. Not just teach swimming, is also an immersion in our culture.
Okay, brilliant. This is the first part of many webinars that we're going to have with the build up with volunteers going out to Brazil. So Ash, you've got a series of webinars planned. Could you just go through regards to what those webinars are? Because this was just like an initial overview with regards to what was happening, what was going on. What other ones do we have?
Yep. So the next webinar we have specifically is on June 12th. It's the same time, 8 through 8:30 p.m. Um, you should probably have all already received an invitation to it. If not, please let me know so I can make sure that you get that. That one is about accommodation abroad, and that'll cover um, some more important kind of overview stuff, like maybe a bit more specific on how to integrate yourself into the culture when you arrive. And then we have other upcoming webinars as well for our different programs. We have some things about our one in Indonesia and ones in Peru. And then we also have some that are sort of everything mashed together just to get, because there's a lot of overlapping similarities. So to get that out to everybody, and it's really nice when people attend these webinars, especially the program specific ones, because then you can have the opportunity to meet other people who might be going out with you and start building connections that way.
Brilliant. So when it comes to the point, we try to keep these to half an hour long, so it doesn't take up too much people's time, and also it gives the ability for other people to see the recording as well. Are there any questions from the volunteers, or even from you yourself, Adam? Because of course you haven't been out there either. Who would like to go first? I'm not going to go to you first, Adam, because I know you've got lots of questions. John, is there anything from yourself?
Sure. Yeah, thanks for all the information so far. Really, just at the moment about logistics, how long you go out for, does that time vary?
Ash, would you like to cover that one?
Yep. So we have 2-week slots of 2 weeks. So you would go out for 2 weeks. However, if you would like to go longer, we can arrange that, but it would be a slightly different process. That would be a bit more bespoke and tailored to you and your experience. But the standard time is a 2-week slot, and we have ranging for over the program's duration that you can choose from.
And what are the start dates and finish dates? So the start date in September and the end date in November. Have you got those? Or?
Yes, I don't remember them off the top of my head, but I can pull them up quite quickly.
Or you can just email them to me. That's fine.
Well, it should be on our website as well. So we've got one starting on the on the 4th of the 9th, which is what, August? September. Sorry, the 4th of September. And then the very last time is the 29th of November. So within that time span, 2 weeks. And we have it set up so that you can choose the specific time during the sign-up process, choose the specific time that you want to go out to.
So John, was you thinking of going out for 2 weeks or longer than? All I would say is the longer you go out there, the more beneficial for the children it is, and also the more beneficial for you you'll find as well. The reason why we say initially 2 weeks because that's the minimum we're required to go out. Most people can only take 2 weeks off work with regards to doing things.
Yeah.
Are you looking to go out longer?
Well, there's a couple of factors that would influence that. Obviously, the cost, and as you say, to go out to go that far, I'd prefer to go for a little bit longer. But the next question was really on cost as well. Just a rough guide on. I know you do fundraising things, but have you got a rough figure or?
Are you referring to the extension or how much it will cost for the 2 weeks while you're out there?
Well, yeah. Just have you got a ballpark figure for 2 weeks? Or?
Yeah, actually,
so the minimum fundraising amount is £1,500, and that covers the cost of your stay in Brazil, as well as donations to SwimTayka and ETIV do Brazil to help us keep the charities running. If you were to stay longer, it wouldn't necessarily be like the same amount of cost. It would generally reduce down more to cover the extra cost of living there for the duration, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and it's not that expensive to sit in the accommodation.
Yeah.
Of course, the other thing you have to take into consideration is also the flights as well. So we ask people to look after their own flights. We will provide you with access to people who specialise in volunteering flights. There are some specialist flights, and what they allow you to be able to do, depending on the route you take, you can sometimes take more luggage with you because it is what they class as like humanitarian flights for volunteering. and a bit more flexibility on the flights as well. But it depends on the route you take and the airline you fly with.
Yeah. Okay. But on top of that, you've got to pay for your food, have you? Every day.
So Janine, how much on a day by day basis would you say food costs where you are?
I don't know in pounds, but I assume it's like mm, $10
So
a day.
10 US dollars.
Mm-hmm. Maximum.
Yeah. So John, it's really cheap out there.
Yeah.
So what you say is $10 a day will cover for all your food.
Yeah. Okay. And you also mentioned about the hospitals and the health insurance. It sounded as though, I mean, that was great what you said, but just for small things, what happens if, you break a leg or you break an arm? Do we have to take out our own personal insurance to cover that?
So you would take out travel insurance anyway, because you're traveling, and that would cover that.
Yeah, like normally when we have this kind of accidents, we go to the emergency and they drive us for the best hospital in the region. It's in Ilhéus. So this service is also for free. But imagine you need like physiotherapy or I don't know, medicines or something. You can use your insurance to receive this like better attention, care. But Brazil provides to everyone the emergency attention for free. So in case something happen, because we have a very strict rules in Chief about don't jump in the swimming pool, don't run around the swimming pool to avoid any accident. It's part of the prevention. But if something happen, we have the ambulance that drive us to the nearest hospital is like 1 hour from here. So it's a very good hospital.
Okay, that sounds great. And I know I'm probably taking up time answering all these questions, but I might as well go through a few. The positions that you're looking for people to take up, are they're just for swimming teachers or per se, or do you need like a manager for it all, or is all that covered?
So Adam is the main key player. I know he just left. He had to go off at past, but he's our ambassador. And one thing Adam's doing is he's setting out a structured program following the STA unregulated courses, which we provide to all of our. So that will teach teachers to be able to do things. But what you'll find, John, is when you go out there, and even before you go out there, is us and Janine finding out with regards to what your skill sets are, to try and be able to help more with regards to what you want to do. Because I've been a volunteer out to programs before, and you want to give as much as you can to them. And it's not just about swimming. It's not like, say, the management, your life skills that you've got to be able to help the NGO that's out there, ETI do Brazil. You can help them achieve other things and guide them in directions. I think the important thing to remember and to try and stress is when volunteers go out to programs, you're there as a volunteer. You're there as to help them and guide them with regards to what they're going to do. Not necessarily run the program, because that's their responsibility, but just really help them and give them guidance to be able to do things. And that's always very, very welcomed. So especially someone who's got all the life experience and knowledge behind them to be able to share that.
Okay. Sounds great.
Okay. I was going to give Gillian a chance if she would like to ask anything.
Thanks, everyone.
If she's there. We can't see you, so we're not quite sure. There you are. Good.
Yeah, I'm here. Hi. So I've been talking to Ash, and she said that I need to raise the full £1,500 amount by the 28th of July. Is that correct?
Ash?
Yes, that's that was with a bit of an extension, I believe, of
Yeah.
our general deadline, but it can potentially vary depending on what time you go out. Like if you go out on one of the much later ones, I think we could extend it a little bit more.
Okay, so I was originally supposed to, well, I'd signed up to go out on the 5th of October, and that was with my friend, but unfortunately she dropped out. Now, I did email the main volunteer email, and they said that the only other person going out on well, there was only me and Michelle, my friend, that were due to go out on the 5th of October. Now, because this is the first time traveling on my own, I didn't want to be doing it on my own, so I wanted to be able to change dates. So, yeah.
It's okay. It's okay to change dates as long as you let us know which dates you wanted to go out.
Okay. It would just depend on if there's like any other volunteers going out on other dates.
So I suppose what's worth doing, Ash, is just finding out when the other volunteers are due to go out, what their dates are. And the nice things about these webinars is the more people we have on them, the more people you'll get to know who's on the call, regardless of what's here. And you might find there's somebody that you've met before through, because the swimming world's a very small world, especially teachers.
Yeah.
You might find there'll be somebody else that you've met someone before, either at a conference or even on a course potentially at some point. So Ash, if you could try and find out when other people are going, then Gillian might be able to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and another thing, Gillian, is you're not going to feel alone. I promise you, because we are very nice in receiving people, and we always have more volunteers this time of year. So we are going to have more people for sure. And if there is not all the volunteers, our team, it's like tomorrow we have a movie night for our team. So every week we have something together. We go to the beach together. So it's like a family. You are not going to feel alone. Don't worry.
Yeah. So Gillian, I understand with regards to it's the first time going abroad. Is it the travelling to the location or the location itself that you're anxious about?
It's not the location itself, because I'd be very excited to go to Brazil, and it's not the language barrier either, because as a part of my job now, I do work with refugees, so I am used to talking and communicating with people that have a language barrier, because they've come from all over the world, because I work for the council, but also as well, in terms of going to Brazil and learning the Portuguese language. My auntie, Fatima, she is Portuguese, and she's originally from Madeira in Portugal, so she can teach me the Portuguese language, so I can be very well versed with that before I go out. It was just a case because it's the first time traveling on my own. I was just worried. Obviously I have safety precautions, that sort of thing, but also as well, I didn't want to be the only person like the volunteering over there during that 2 week slot. So that was my worry really, and also to be able to raise the money in time as well, because I was originally supposed to go out with my friend, and when she dropped out, I had a massive setback, because I then started to question to whether I'd be able to do it myself, and I stopped. I've got my Just Giving page and everything set up, and my employer, Wigan Council, they're fully behind me and supporting me, but it's just whether I'll be able to And obviously the swim school I teach for, they're fully supportive in helping me raise the money. It's just if I'd be able to raise the money in time, that's my issue. Because I had the setback, I've not been doing the fundraising that I needed to do because I had so many questions and I had so many worries about still going, if that makes sense.
It does make sense, yeah. And I understand with regards to your what you're saying about having to raise the money. One thing Ash can do is actually help you, give you some ideas with regards to how to raise money as well, and how to boost it, to be able to boost it very, very quickly. Quite often, I've seen people having like either online events, things like a murder mystery party online, where people like paid to go onto it. And someone raised over £700 or £800 just on that night, where they basically got people to do a murder mystery party online. And people came to it and really all got dressed up and enjoyed it. So it's being creative about things, and Ash can give you some ideas regarding what you can do and how you can go about it. So Ash, I presume you sent out the fundraising pack, which you send out automatically, which gives some ideas as well, doesn't it?
Yes, but if you can't find it, I'm happy to send it out again as well.
Okay.
I think the biggest thing is to tell people what you're doing, and tell the world with regards to what you're doing, and what a big achievement it will be to be able to go there and to be able to help the children.
Yeah. My issue was just obviously because if I hadn't have had this setback with my friend dropping out, I would have been able to raise the money in time. No issue. It's just because I had the setback and because I had so many worries about doing it on my own, that sort of thing. So
yeah, I suppose when you're out there running the program, you won't be alone. There'll be other people there. There's Brazilian people actually running the swimming program, Brazilian swimming teachers that are there. The potentially other volunteers that might come into the program as well, who are there. So it won't be just you and the children. There'll be lots of other volunteers that to really assist you.
Okay.
Doing it. So
that's fine then. It would just be raising the money in time, and if you'd be able to let me know what other volunteers are going out on other dates, it's just then it gives me the opportunity to swap my dates, just so that I wouldn't be the only volunteer going out. Yeah, if that's all right.
Okay, yeah, we could certainly. So what we'll try and do is we'll speak to the other volunteers and find out in regards to also what their skill sets are, and because what we want to try and do is marry you up with somebody so you have maximum effect when you go out there.
Okay.
To be able to do things together.
Yeah. Like I've been a teacher for about 8 years now, and I've taught multiple swim schools, so I do have the experience. It was just my issue of obviously going out to do it on my own, and meeting other volunteers, because I know a lot of people that go away and they volunteer over in different countries, and they meet people, and that's what I want to be able to do. I want to meet people because I am a sociable person. It was just that worry of going out on my own.
Yeah, I understand. Well, Ash is always. Somebody just joining. Ash is always available. Any Monday to Friday to be able to answer any questions or anything else on that. The other things we can do is because these webinars are designed for people to be able to ask questions. Meet Janine, who's out there at the moment. Meet past volunteers. So we might have like guest appearances for previous volunteers that have been out there. So you can ask them direct questions as well, because they were in the same situation you was in like last year. This time last year, but worried about going. What's it going to be like? The anxiety behind it, and what's involved. So we're all here to be able to support you. to be able to make sure you have a pleasant journey there. So
Okay, thank you.
that's okay. So we just had somebody join the call. We're almost. Oh, she's gone. Oh, that was quick. John, do you have any other questions? I imagine you have 1,000 questions, but anyone who'd like to.
No, well, not at the moment. It was mainly the logistics side of it, I think, which you've answered most of the questions so far. I mean, I'm not too sure on dates and that I could go this year. I mean, it might be something that I'd have to look at next year. I'm not really sure, because that deadline for the money is a little bit soon, and I'm hoping to do a third season out in Sardinia this year with Nielsen's. But they tend that would finish in September anyway. But they because of, it's a bit of a long-winded story, but because of all the Brexit regulations, I can only go out there for 3 months anyway. And they tend, because of that, they tend to let you know at the only about 2 weeks before. So it's all, for me, it's all a bit hit and miss at the moment. But it sounds great. I mean, it's something that I'd absolutely love to do. And if not this year, certainly next year. Yeah.
Okay. So actually, you've been recording the call, haven't you? So it's all documented down.
Yes.
So we can share this with the people that couldn't make it, and the person who popped up quickly and disappeared. So we can share it with them as well. So, like Ash says, there's going to be other calls. When's the next webinar?
The next one is on June 12th.
Is that next Wednesday?
Yes.
Okay, brilliant. So it's we've overrun on time. So there's lots of questions that were there. So, but we're here to help you, and hopefully have a pleasant stay and journey, and it's all build up with regards to being able to get out and support the programs and help children. So we thank you very much for your time and efforts.
And if you have any other questions that come to you, just email me. You should both already have my email. Yeah, it's good to meet you.
Thanks very much, everybody. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.